Welcome back to Making Sense. Today's book is A Night to Remember by Walter Lord, that depicts the sinking of the RMS Titanic on April 15, 1912. The book was hugely successful and is still considered a definitive resource about the Titanic. The book begins with the Titanic's departure from Southampton, England, on April 10, 1912. The Titanic, the largest and most luxurious ocean liner of its time, was considered unsinkable due to its advanced engineering and watertight compartments. The ship was a marvel of modern technology, carrying over 2,200 passengers and crew, ranging from some of the wealthiest individuals of the time to immigrants seeking a new life in America. As the Titanic sailed across the Atlantic, several ships in the area sent iceberg warnings, but these were not taken seriously by the crew. On the night of April 14, the sea was unusually calm and the sky was clear, making it difficult to spot icebergs. At 11:40 p.m., Lookout Frederick Fleet spotted an iceberg directly in the ship's path. Despite efforts to avoid a collision, the Titanic struck the iceberg on its starboard side, causing a series of fatal gashes below the waterline. Initially, the passengers and crew were unaware of the severity of the situation. The collision was described by many as a slight jolt or vibration. However, the ship's designer, Thomas Andrews, soon realized the gravity of the damage. He calculated that the ship could only stay afloat for a couple of hours at most. Captain Edward Smith ordered the lifeboats to be prepared, but the ship was ill-equipped for such a disaster, with lifeboat capacity for only about half of those on board. The evacuation process was chaotic and unorganized. Lifeboats were launched partially filled, and many passengers were reluctant to leave the perceived safety of the Titanic. The women and children first protocol was inconsistently applied, leading to confusion and panic. Some lifeboats left with only a fraction of their capacity, while others were packed tightly. Walter Lord's narrative is particularly compelling due to his focus on the personal stories of those on board. He shares the experiences of passengers from all walks of life, highlighting their reactions and decisions during the crisis. For instance, he recounts how Isidore and Ida Strauss, the co-owner of Macy's department store, and his wife, chose to stay on the ship together rather than be separated. Similarly, he tells the story of John Jacob Astor IV, one of the richest men in the world, who helped his young wife into a lifeboat, but did not join her. One of the most poignant and iconic moments in the book is the account of the Titanic's band, led by Wallace Hartley. As the ship sank, the band continued to play music to calm the passengers. Their final piece, reportedly "Nearer, My God, to Thee," has become a symbol of their bravery and dedication. As the Titanic's bow sank deeper into the water, the angle of the ship's deck grew steeper, causing people to slip and fall. The stern rose high into the air before the ship broke in two. The forward section sank rapidly, followed by the stern, which disappeared beneath the waves at around 2:20 a.m. Those left in the freezing Atlantic waters faced almost certain death from hypothermia. The RMS Carpathia, which had received the Titanic's distress signals, arrived on the scene around 4 o'clock. The crew of the Carpathia worked tirelessly to rescue the survivors, pulling 705 people from the lifeboats. The rest of the passengers and crew, over 1,500 individuals, perished in the disaster. In the aftermath of the sinking, the world was stunned by the scale of the tragedy. The loss of so many lives, particularly among the upper echelons of society, brought intense scrutiny to the maritime industry. The disaster led to significant changes in maritime regulations, including the establishment of the International Ice Patrol to monitor iceberg dangers, and improvements in lifeboat requirements and emergency communication protocols. Walter Lord's detailed reconstruction and focus on personal experiences provide a profound and moving understanding of the Titanic disaster and its enduring legacy. That was all for today, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.